Hello, everybody. My name is Charles, otherwise known as Viridian in the Discord, and this is the Achroma weekly stream on the 19th of February 2023. Welcome in. I hope you're all doing well. So firstly, let's have a little chat to all of you that have come and joined us nice and early. So welcome in Idol, welcome in Sarah, welcome in Heron, welcome in Marco, welcome in Carry On. So the question I posed to you this morning, I think I said that last week, The question I posed to you to start this stream was, which Chronicle is the strongest in your opinion and why? So we've already been having a little bit of a discussion in the chat, but let's have a little look at some of your answers. So Carry On said Curse of Curdle is the strongest in my opinion. You got a great character, yoink. Oh, that location is +3, yoink, yeah. Curdle Hill has some fantastic control cards, being able to claim and restrain other people's cards. So it doesn't matter how good your deck is, because your deck is my deck. Sarah and a few others like Lewis say fairies. The drain and gain is super strong. Yeah, I agree. Splat and squish just means you can really get some massive burst gain or burst drain potential. I agree. Some of the best decks that I've come across have been fairies and pixies. Ah, yes, the yoink realm. Can't yoink if you're dead. Welcome in, Ayad. Good to see you. Also agreeing with fairies. Matt Waters said, so for multiplayer, I think traders scale up incredibly with more players. Smaller games, fairies and Otrix are the ones I feel have most spice. Yeah, I would agree with that, actually, Matt, that trader decks can be fantastic in multiplayer games because there's not too much people can do to counter it. And especially cards like Unfair Trade in a multiplayer game is huge. And I do agree that, yes, control card decks like Otrix or burst ones like fairies are better in single player game, 1v1s, where there's less things to go wrong, I guess. Welcome in, Bo. Good to see you. Good Omens, welcome into yourself. So you're playing your first game on Tuesday, hopefully, but really liking the look of Curse of Curdle Hill as being my favorite so far. That's really interesting to hear. Like, I think I wrote in the chat, really interesting to hear, a new player's perspective. Interesting to know what drew you potentially to Curdle Hill. But yes, when you do play that game on Tuesday, make sure you let us know either in next week's stream or in Discord how that went. But Curdle is definitely very, very fun to play. Bo thinks Flutterby is the strongest, yeah. Welcome in, Joe, good to see you. Welcome in, Warrior, good evening. Welcome in, Matt, good to see you, mate. Flutterby, see the general strongest? Yeah, Flutterby definitely is one of the stronger ones, I'd agree. Just feel the amount of burst you can do. Heron said, oh, that's a hard one, as I've seen... Sorry, that's a hard one seeing as I've only got Curdle Hill and Flutterby, but I do like Draco. Draco has got some very, very strong... So I'm going to sneeze. I've gone on the verge of a sneeze. Draco does have some really strong burst potential. I'm looking at Chroma Storehouse into Mirror Sanctum, or Vast Volataris into that play as well. Like, Draco definitely has, I would say, the strongest location combos. And there are some really good bursts you can do with dragons and strength in numbers. But yeah, I mean, in my personal opinion, there's not one single realm that is the best. They've all definitely got their own merits. They've all definitely got their own cards that are like, wow, that's OP. But yeah, I'm liking seeing your opinions. Welcome in, Lisa. Good to see you. And welcome in, Luca, as well. So, yes, welcome to this week's weekly news stream. So, as you can see to my screen right, the schedule for today's stream is we're going to start off, as always, by talking about some of the Achroma news. Just essentially covering all the things that have happened this week in the universe of Achroma, both IRL and in the game. And just make sure you guys are tip-top on your information of what's in the know. We're then going to talk about the upcoming events. Most of this will be repeated from last week's stream, but I just like to make sure that everybody is well aware of what's coming, and you can ask me any questions you have about them. Now, today's special sneak peek is a real special one because it's the first time of these weekly streams in a while that we've actually got a guest star. We are going to, I'll give you a slight hint now, is we are going to be interviewing one of the artists for Achroma. We're going to be looking at some of the new cards coming out in the upcoming expansion, and we're going to be talking to the artist about their process and looking at some drawings. And I believe we might even have some early concept art to show you of some other cards that are coming out. So it's going to be very, very cool. And as part of that special sneak peek, we are going to be opening up a new giveaway. Now, for those that have been enjoying doing fan art in the channels, you're going to like the idea of this giveaway. So stick around till then. And then to finish off the stream, as we always do, we like to shine a bit of light onto the community themselves. So we are going to be showing off some of the amazing fan art that we've seen in the last 7 days in the Discord, as well as some deck builds and just generally shedding some light on you guys. So that is the plan for the stream. Luca, I love your cards so much. I know how they're growing. You're doing great. Oh, that is incredible, incredible feedback. Thank you, Luca. I'm glad you enjoy the cards. And I'm personally really glad to see how it's growing as well. This year I think it's gonna be the year for Achroma with our Kickstarter, with all the events we're going to this year. I really, really hope that it does keep growing because the cards are awesome. So yeah, thank you for the very kind comment. Not more Bob. There is some more Bob coming, Sarah, and welcome in Chaos. Good to see you. So let's start with the Achroma news then. So the first thing to mention is obviously about the Kickstarter. I'm sure most of you in the stream are probably more than aware by this point, but we do have an ongoing Kickstarter going. If you have not yet seen the Kickstarter, then the link is down below if you have not already seen it. But the Kickstarter, let's give a bit of an update. It is going fantastic. Last time I checked, just before stream, we are just shy of £22,000 raised for the pledged on the Kickstarter, which is absolutely insane, more than double what we originally asked for. So that is fantastic. And we've got some really, really cool updates. So the first one is that some of you may or may not noticed that over the last couple of days, our Kickstarter has now been given what's called the Project We Love badge. So what this essentially means is, on Kickstarter, there are obviously hundreds of thousands of Kickstarters currently active. And the way they try to thin the herd a little bit is the Kickstarter staff will regularly look through all the Kickstarters, and if there's a particular Kickstarter that they go, this looks really professional, this looks really cool, we like what they're doing here, this looks awesome, they will give it a Project We Love badge. Now, so that firstly it's a bit like a stamp of approval from the admin of Kickstarter, I guess. But what's really, really exciting about this is that by getting this badge, it essentially means that Kickstarter will start to promote the Kickstarter more on their homepage. It will kind of show up in more people's feeds. And it's kind of like the stamp of approval that, if there are people that are like, I'm not sure if I want to back, this is a really good kind of incentive to go, hey, Kickstarter back it, so maybe I should. So yeah, it's a really, really big success for Realm Runners Studios and obviously the project. So, I'm going to extend a thank you to all of you guys in the community, because one of the things is they don't tend to give this Project We Love badge until you meet your threshold. So, partly the reason why we got this badge is thanks to all of you guys. So team effort, we've now got that badge, which means that for the next 20 odd days that the Kickstarter is live, that's going to really, really help kickstart, sorry, easy pun to make, the Kickstarter going even further. So yeah, thank you guys. Welcome in, Charlie. Good to see you. I'm still on the edge of that sneeze, by the way, folks. I'm sorry if I make any kind of winces. It'll come out at some point. So Chaos, this should be more well known. I love the cards, and if I can afford to go to a Comic-Con, I need somebody to show me how to play it. Absolutely. So I'm definitely going to be at one of the Comic-Cons. I don't know which one, and whether I'm actually there for Achroma or for personal, I'm not sure yet. But absolutely, I can say for a fact that whether it's myself or the other core team members, there will be a stand for Achroma at both of the MCMs, as well as some of the other big shows this year. So if you can come and join and come and see us, absolutely there'll be an opportunity to play some games with us. That would be fantastic. And Heron, we can help you play in Discord. Yes, very true. If you've got some cards and you haven't got anyone to play with, if you've got a webcam, you can come play with us in Discord as well. The Discord is linked down below if you want to come join us. So yes, that is the Project We Love badge, which is fantastic news. The next update I want to give on the Kickstarter is the stretch goals. So for those that don't know what this means, we originally asked for £9,500. That's how much we were asking the community to pledge into our Kickstarter. Now that we've reached that, the way Kickstarter works is as we reach certain milestones above and beyond what we originally asked for, we give back to the community. So we've already reached the 11,000, 12,500. You can see all the ones we've met there. Most of this isn't really news from this week. Most of this came last week. So, anybody that pledges and check your pledge. At the bottom of your pledge, there'll be a little note that says, all included stretch goals. I'm pretty certain it's every single pledge except for the £1 add-on one. So, you'll get early access to the adventure game. You'll get a exclusive Kickstarter promo card. You'll get a set of the Achroma TTRPG dice. You'll get alternate art cards. And the one that I wanted to talk about this week, which is the one which has been unlocked this week, is the official Achroma card sleeves. So I haven't actually got full details of exactly what card sleeves you'll be getting. What I have got is that, what I can confirm is that these card sleeves are going to be partnered with the company Vault X. Voltex is the company we've also partnered for the boxes and the deck boxes and the card boxes. So they will be Vault X specific sleeves, and they are going to have Achroma branding on them. But before we can kind of release any official images, what we are working towards is a sustainable option. For those that don't know, Realm Runner Studios prides itself on making sure that we use the most sustainable methods for all of our packaging and creating of our products. So we are exploring the most sustainable methods right now before we have any full pictures or ideas of what it will exactly look like, but be aware they are being worked on. Also, in terms of how many card sleeves you're going to get for the stretch goal, I still cannot confirm for you exactly how many. Don't take my word for it. It's likely going to be probably a pack of 50 or something like that. But as soon as we have an exact update on how many sleeves you'll get as part of the stretch goal, there'll be an update in the Kickstarter page and in the Discord and probably on the next live stream. And as you can see, if we do manage to get to £25,000 on the stretch, which is another 3,100, I think, then everybody who has the stretch goals will receive 2 enamel pin badges. The designs are to be confirmed. However, I think we can all agree that the fungal one looks pretty cute, yeah? But yes, those are the goals. In terms of the 30,000, we have ideas of what that might be. We will reveal that as we get a little bit closer. So yeah, the Kickstarter is going fantastic, and thank you guys for all of your efforts with that as well. If you haven't already, please do take the time to share the Kickstarter link with friends on social medias. Honestly, we can't ask enough that any exposure you guys can help, by pushing out the Kickstarter to friends, families, communities, really, really helps us. So please do if you have not already. Hey, for next week's live stream, I've been working on a drawing. Fantastic, Luca. In which case, so as soon as your drawing is finished, pop it in the fan art channel of the Discord, and it will definitely be on next week's stream. That's brilliant. What else? Lewis said, I'll assume you'll be at UK Games Expo. Yes, we absolutely will. Yep, the Birmingham one in June. That's correct. Brilliant. So the next bit of news, just a quick shout, is that if you have not already seen, we have had a couple of YouTube videos come out this week. So we had one, which is Jack, Chris, and Ray playing the Fall of Flutterby standard palettes in Canvas. So if you haven't seen that video, please make sure you go and give it a watch. It's really, really interesting to see some of the founding members of Realm Runner Studios playing the card game and had some really cool interaction. So go check that out. It's beautifully produced as well by Dan, our video editor. And there's also a new YouTube short which explains how the keyword splat stacks. So if you're new to the game and want to learn a little bit more about the keywords, that's a really useful short to go watch. So if you haven't already, go check that out. And whilst we're talking about the YouTube, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask. If you weren't already subscribed, then please do so and give the video a like, as that's really useful. Already spamming the Kickstarter on my Twitter? Warrior, that's amazing. That is all we can ask for. Thank you very, very much. So the next bit of news is around the Discord. So again, I mentioned it a little bit earlier in the stream, but if you are not already in the Discord, then the link is down below. It's a family-friendly Discord, lovely community. We're all very friendly. Lots of places to talk about Achroma in the lore, the cards, everything. And you don't have to you can talk about other things other than Achroma as well. It's just a lovely place to be, really. But the reason why I'm bringing it up in today's stream is we have had a couple of updates to the Discord. Firstly, with lots of new people joining the Discord, we noticed that there were lots of very, very good questions being asked around the rules and how certain cards interact. Now, I will mention that some of you are aware that moving on to when we print the unlimited edition cards, in the next kind of few weeks, few months, there is going to be an update dropping. Basically, some of the cards are getting a rewording. Some cards are being upgraded to heroic. Essentially, cards are being muddled around a little bit. And this is purely to make a more consistent card game. So once we have a full list of the cards that have been changed, there will be somewhere potentially in the app and definitely on the website that will highlight all those changes. So anybody that has a first edition card, you'll need to play by the new rules, but it will be very clear to you what these are. Most of them are just light wording changes, nothing game changing. But in the meantime, what I've done is in the Discord, I've created a forum section called Cards FAQ. So if you have any specific questions about how particular cards work, I've gathered up all of the frequently asked questions that we seem to get a lot, and I've put them in there. So if you haven't already checked out in the Discord, the card FAQ section, all of the cards that have little bits of, what about this? What about that scenario? I've tried my best to fill it all up in there. There's a forum post for each realm, so it's nice and easy to check out. I definitely recommend checking it out. And then the second update to the Discord is thank you very, very much to Lewis in the Discord, who I imagine is Lewis Davies in the stream. I'm guessing that's you. Lewis has very kindly made us a bot where we can now pull cards into the Discord. We did have one before, but unfortunately it stopped working. Lewis has very, very kindly set it up on his own accord. So now if you're in the Discord, you can do !C and then a space and then type in a card name and it will come back with the card details. It is quite cool that the bot is called Professor Funguar, so it's a nice little nod towards Funguar. But yes, thank you very much, Lewis, for arranging that, and it means that everyone in the Discord can pull up cards to discuss if needs be. So thank you. Welcome in Cooper Amazing, who is Chillman in the Discord, one of the founders. Welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Oh, no worries at all, Matt. Please keep the questions coming. They can, just to be very open and honest, a lot of the questions I do know the answers to, but there's some of the really niche ones I don't. And I'm not the, I'm the community coordinator. I'm not the person who actually makes the game. So anything that I'm not sure of, I pass back to Chill. I'm like that little earworm that Chill can't avoid. And Chillman has been very kindly getting the answer to the questions and, will continue to do so. So the last bit of news then for you guys is around the Achroma app. So if you haven't already, there has been a new update to the app. It's version 1.3.4. It probably has prompted you to download it if you've not already. The changes that you'll notice, there is now a new ranking for friends. So not only can you now see your ranking of your Achrometer, are you Chroma or Achrom versus everybody else, but you can also now see specifically between friends. And you can also see your ranking position on your profile. Because before, you could only see if you were in the top 50. And if you weren't in the top 50, you didn't know where you were. But for example, if you look at... Oh, I'm not sure if I can... Can I easily bring up mine? Is mine... Yes, there you go. My app is loaded. So if I go to my app, obviously I'm not sure how well it will focus, but you can see that for Canvas, that first bit just there, you can see that I'm ranked 587. So even though I'm not in the top 50, you can still see where you come. Now, I'm in the top 7 because I've gone for a neutral standing. I've got 101 Achroma to 101 Chroma. I'm basically Thanosing this game. But yes, so that is update 1.3.4. So if you haven't already, get that downloaded to see a little bit more on your stats. So that is the Achroma news for the week. So next, what we're going to do is have a look at some of the upcoming events to make sure you guys are aware of where you can find us and what cool things are coming your way. I pondered them thoroughly, but please do ask any questions. Yeah. Good omens for newbies to the game or props into the for newbies to the game or pops into the gaming store and picks up a deck should have at least a little leaflet inside that explains the keywords on one side and the basic rules like draw, trade, main step, resolve. So what I will say, good omens, is that on the inside of the boxes used to be, I'm not sure if I have one available. I don't have one without going behind my curtain. So firstly, the reason why we don't have a paper rules in the box is that being an evolving card game, sometimes the rules get tweaked. And what we don't want people to do is then have an outdated version of the rules, which then, they'll be playing like that, not realizing the rules have changed. That's why we in the box, we like to prompt people to go see the rules online, because then even, any new players will see the new rules. And it also means that we're being a bit more sustainable. The last thing we want to do is print, hundreds of rule sets, then change a rule, and then suddenly all those are outdated. The one thing I will say is the boxes used to contain a little card. Most people will have had them. It's the same shape and size of a normal card, and it actually has the turn order on. But we've stopped putting those in the boxes because, again, like I kind of just said, what we're trying to avoid, that has the old turn order on. So I'm gonna divert to Cooper for this comment. Chris, am I right in saying that are we going to be printing out copies of the new turn order for future boxes? But yes, I don't disagree that for newbies or those who pop in store, it can be a bit confusing to open a box and go, oh, how do I play this then? But that's sort of the reasoning behind it. But, it prompts to the online website where you can see the rules, the how to play video, and that's why we tend to do it. So there we go. So we are going to be making updated versions of the turn order cards. Presumably they'll be coming with the KickStarter boxes, but not the current first editions, I would imagine. Hopefully that answers your question. Yes, and the gateway is always the app as well. Yes, let's not forget about that. It does teach you how to play in the app as well. So next then, upcoming events. So we have 2 upcoming events that I can speak of. The first one is the Grand Tournament. Now, I've spoken about these in the last few streams, so I'm just going to glance over this for those that didn't know. The Grand Tournament is on the 4th of March. Yes, Saturday, 4th of March. It is in the Achroma store down in Poole. The first game starts at 1 p.m. If you want to get your ticket now, it's £4 entry, and you can do it from the Achroma website, which is down in the link down below. If you want to walk in on the day, it will be £6. There will be prizes for top places, which obviously the more entries we get, the bigger the prize will be. And there'll also be a promo card for every player. That will be a brand new promo card. So that won't be a Warriors of Wishwell promo card or anything like that. It'll be a brand new promo card that we have yet to show. Maybe we'll be able to get that for a sneak peek very soon. So yes, that is the Grand Tournament. If you have any questions, let me know in chat. Otherwise, you can always watch last week's stream where we talked about it in a bit more detail. Darth says maybe make a PDF version for people to download from the site and use at their own discretion. Yeah, that's a good bit of feedback. Maybe we could have a PDF version. I mean, it is built into the app, which would be which would be easier, but maybe it could be in there. Maybe it could be a bit clearer. I don't know. We'll definitely take that as feedback and see if there's something else we can do. Any way we can make the game more accessible and easier for other people, then absolutely we'll consider. And then the second event to talk about is the Curse of Curdle Hill special event. Again, I spoke about it last week, so I'm just going to brush over it. But essentially, it is on the 1st of April, on the Saturday. It is again at the Achroma store in Poole. There is again going to be a promo card for everybody that joins. This is free entry, so like anyone can just turn up. It's doesn't cost anything. Everybody that shows up will get another promo card. Again, this is not going to be the Curse of Curdle Hill promo card, but it will be a new promo card again. Maybe we'll sneak peek it in a few weeks to see what that will look like. And what this is going to be deciding the fate of Curse of Curdle Hill. Without going into too much detail on this stream, because I spoke about it a few weeks ago, but essentially we're going to be playing games in store and online, hopefully, for using Curse of Curdle Hill cards, and we're going to be fighting for either Chroma or Achroma based on what you want to do. And at the end of the event, whichever side wins, whether it's Chroma, more games win from Chroma or more games win from Achroma, when we release the next set of cards for Salem Planum, there'll be a card or two that will change depending on the outcome of this event. So, those that join in this event are literally going to be shaping some of the cards in the next Chronicle, which is just really cool. So yes, that is on the 1st of April. If you have any questions about those, let me know in chat, or otherwise there is the IRL channel down in the Discord the IRL events in the Discord if you want to see any more of those. If you can't make the Curse of Curdle Hill event in store because you live too far away, it will be mirrored by Boards and Swords in Derby on the same day. Brilliant! That's good to know, Charlie. I didn't actually know that. Thank you for that piece of information. You're aiming to get down to the store for this event? Yeah, me too. I'm hoping to be there. Amelia said she's already coming to this one. Fantastic. Well, during a game, the app is being used for shards. No, that is very true, Doff. That is very valid. Yeah, I think that's a very good idea with the PDF. You'll be trying to make the Curl event? Brilliant. And you're going to the Bash event. Fantastic. The Bash store has been absolutely brilliant. So it's great to hear that they're going to be getting involved in that too. So that is it for the upcoming events. Now we come on to the bit of the stream that most of you are normally most excited for, and that is the special sneak peeks. Yeah, Bash for you too, fantastic. There's been loads of new Bash people joining, which is genuine. It's fantastic to hear just how much your store and your local community has been getting into it. I'm from Milton Keynes. I might even one day make the trip up to Derby just to come and join you maybe one Saturday, because I think that'd be really, really fun. As a personal thing, not even like representing Rum Run Studios, just because I'd love to come and meet you guys and play some games. That'd be fun. Yeah, Idol can come too. So this part of the stream, we always like to do a bit of a special event. Now, this one is really special because it's the first time since I've been hosting these live streams that we've got a guest. So, would you all please get some hype in chat and say big welcome to Marco, who, there he is one of the artists working with Rum Runner Studio. So, Marco, the best person to introduce yourself would be you. So, would you like to introduce yourself, mate? Have you unmuted? You're talking, but we can't hear you in Discord. Maybe is your microphone mute? We tested the. Oh, there we go.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah. We did test.
But now you sound like a Martian. You sound like a Dalek.
Okay.
Do you want to try just leaving the channel and rejoining?
Yeah.
We've literally been sat in the channel together, like 20 minutes before stream was working. But hey, that's what tech does for you. But yes, whilst Marco's doing that, so yeah, Marco is one of the artists for Realm Runner Studios, who is commissioned to do some of the new cards, and we're going to be talking with him today about these new cards. Let's see. Oh no, not this guy, says Cooper. Now,
no?
yeah, that's perfect. Loud and clear, mate. Loud and clear. So yes, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit better than me, mate?
Oh, yes. Hi, my name is Marco. I'm an artist from Bournemouth. I've been part of the community since they had just Curdle Hill. Literally, they went to one of their first events, and they were just organizing the Siege of Draco Temple. And that was my first event where I went and actually met everyone, and I got introduced. So that was a long time ago. So I'm one of the OGs.
Yeah, before me actually. I remember meeting you for the first time in one of the events we met at. But yeah, fantastic. Well, welcome in, Marco. Pleasure to have you on the stream. I got lots of hello and hype in the chat. Welcome in, Harry, by the way. So what?
I started with press F's in the chat for Fun War, but obviously that got lost.
Yes, that is right. So tell me exactly what are you doing for Realm Runner Studios then? So what are you the artist for?
Perfect. Okay, so last year they approached me to do part of these new set of expansions with Matt Vinny. So he's doing the Realmless cards, all the Realm Runners and the Realm Relics. I'm doing the rest of the release, so 112 cards of them. So all the objects and actions.
Wow. And so actually on the topic then of the expansion cards, so before we actually take a look at them, let's just make sure everybody in chat is fully aware of what we mean by the expansion. So if you have seen on the Kickstarter, folks, there is a Chapter 1 expansion. So there is a full set, which is called Rise of the Realm Runners. So you might have seen this box on the Kickstarter. So this contains all of the new Realmless cards, the Realm Runners, the Realm Relics, the Realm Rifts, the Realm Runes. And as Marco just said, those have been, the artwork for those have been done by the original artist, Vinny. But then on top of that, we have got a expansion box per faction. Sorry, not per faction. We've got 2 expansion boxes per Chronicle, so 8 boxes in total. And as Marco just alluded to, these are 28 new cards per Chronicle, and they are specifically actions and objects. So yes, and these are the cards that you've been designing, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Fantastic.
So we've got some sneak peeks to the
yeah
we're gonna be looking at, so that's gonna be some good stuff. I'm really excited because as you know, I've told you before, I've done the art, but I also don't know the abilities, just like you.
Yeah, so you haven't been told. So you weren't told any of the abilities when you were told to draw these cards. So what were you told when you drew these cards? What were you given?
So the guys give me a little bit. I mean, they give me a bit of flavored text. They give me a few hints as to what they want, and they've been very good with just giving me some free reign. Objects, it's easier to describe what you want, but especially with the actions, it's just like, here's a general idea, go for it.
So when we've been like revealing these new cards, like you've been just excited to see them because not only are you seeing your art, but you're like, oh, that's what that does.
that's what it does. Yeah. And even the other day, as I just been to the event in at the shop on the weekend, just seeing all the cards and the abilities all printed out. It's surreal still.
Yeah,
a little bit.
So what I've got here, so we've got 8 cards that we're going to show. Now, the first 8 cards we're going to show, folks, if you were able to attend the Kickstarter launch event that was a few Saturdays ago, in fact, it was, not the Saturday yesterday, but the week before that, then you may have seen some of these, but for everyone else, these will be new. And again, these were relatively new for you as well. So let's just kind of show these off a little bit and talk a little bit about these. So why don't you introduce these? Because these are your art. So what have we got in front of us here, Marco?
Oh, yeah. So the first one, I think that was like the first card that I was like really excited to do. Otrix's Doll of Pins. the my wife's favorite, and I think a lot of people really like that one.
Yeah, really likes it.
And what is the ability? What have we got there?
Yeah, so attached character is an occultist. So I did talk about to Chillman in the store about this. So where every character has a subtype. So in Curdle Hill, for example, a character could be an occultist, could be a mage's elite, could be a witch, could be a creature. So yeah, by the looks of it, when you attach this object of power to the character in question, they become an occultist. But what I have confirmed with Chillman is that the character, let's say the character was Huxon, who is a mage's elite. He is still a mage's elite. So it's not that he converts to an occultist, he's now an occultist mage's elite. So if you had Detective Cronus out on your canvas that gives you +3 per mage's elite, and let's say you add Sorcerer Preferius out, who is steal 1 for each occultist on your board, now suddenly Huxon would trigger both of those. Yeah, exactly. It would trigger both of those cards, which is really cool. Make Klaus an occultist, exactly. And and obviously the other one is then the same thing, but for Mage's Elite, put the helmet on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Those they fit in perfectly with my deck actually.
Yeah.
That's my realm, the Cardinal Hill. So.
And that's kind of the whole point of these new cards, isn't it? Is these are designed to these expansions are not new decks, not new palettes. You won't be able to play with these out of the box. The whole point is these are cards to add into your existing palettes to make deck building even more diverse, right?
Yeah. That's really cool.
In the chat, we've got Darth saying that answers my question from last stream. Brilliant. And Matt says, Cronus approves of that helmet. Absolutely. But let's talk about the artwork on these for a moment, because it is just, like, I'll be honest, Otrix Doll is one of my favorites. Like, when you designed these two, I mean, the helmet was probably a little bit, I guess a little bit obvious, it's a helmet, but like the Otrix Doll of Pins, for example, is that, did you pretty much knock that one out of the park first try? Did you have any sort of initial other designs for it?
Yeah, like I'll go into a little bit of detail into the process of coming up.
Do you want to talk about that now?
With some of this stuff. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So I've got an image here, which is this is showing about how you we have the card that's in this we have seen already. This isn't on stream. We showed this one a few streams ago called Boline. I haven't got the ability. I think it's just a 2-cost steal 1. But I think you gave me this image because this kind of shows your process. Do you want to talk me through this?
Yeah. Actually, that's perfect. It's just we put these together just to show a little bit of what we do. So we the guys give us a little description. We've got the bowling there that says a curved knife used for carving handles, which is just about enough for you to go and look at exactly what a bowling is. So it's a real object. So that's part of the Wigan and witchcraft culture. And first thing you do is you go and look at a ton of reference, and then you see the second image there. You just put something together that has the kind of different elements. You see that it's got that moon-shaped blade. It's got some of the runes in there, the little detail. That's kind of the Curdle Hill kind of runes language. And then obviously the color scheme, which is that black and purple. Then it's after that, it's just line work. They look very similar, but from the second to the third.
Yeah.
But the third one is really when you want to make sure that everything, all the perspective, and put really those the theory into practice.
Yeah, it starts to come to life, doesn't it? With the color, especially as soon as you add color to it, it really starts to get perspective.
Yeah. So that's the stage at which I show the guys and go like, "What do you guys think?" Because that's when you can tell. Like often the sketches look a bit sketchy.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just me making little notes. So that third one is really when you go like, I know what it's meant to look like.
Yes, that's sort of where you get the green light of, hey, is this where we want to go with it? Yeah. And then look at those last two images though, like the amount of detail from that image 4 to 5 where you start to see the shimmer, like that really just brings it to life. The talent that you've got there of just being able to really just all you've really done there is a bit of different coloring and a bit of lighting, and suddenly it just pops off that card.
It just it's I think it's the most satisfying step of all of them. Like the fourth one is just what we call local color, where you just find the most neutral color, something that you can still make lighter or darker.
Yeah.
And then that's where you you go into the fifth one where you go like you really pop the shiny, or you make those little highlights, and then the background just makes it all together.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, it's an incredible process, and I know there's a lot of people in the stream and also in the Discord that have been really enjoying doing fan art. So it's really good for them to be able to see this process that that you go through, because some of them that are trying to learn might then start to follow that process. That is absolutely brilliant. So we've got a few more actual cards to look for, and then we have got some concept art to show you guys. Luca in the stream says, "I love your drawing," in all caps.
Hey.
And Bo says, "I love the art of the doll. It's so cool, cute but still creepy." Yeah, I agree. I like that.
That's the point.
So these next two cards, again, we saw these in store the other day, but a lot of people wouldn't have seen these yet. So we've got Samir Drums, which is an object of power, 2 strength. Cards on other canvases don't have shield walls. So it's kind of a direct counter. Ooh. Is that what when you got the prompts to draw that? By the way, beautiful looking drum. You don't get the abilities. Is that anywhere close to what you thought it was going to be?
No, actually, no. Obviously, we like to have a bit of conjecture as to what they would be. I thought it was going to be obviously to do with drums as well, to pile up.
Maybe like an extra rage or something like that, yeah. Yeah,
an extra rage, yeah. But the ability, that's a great ability, because I hate Shield Wall, to be honest.
Yeah, Shield Wall is definitely something that makes it really difficult to counter. So it's literally a card to, it's not overpowered, it perfectly counters it, yeah. And then on the right, we've got Shield of Lakringi. So 2 cost, object of power again, +1. And it has a new keyword called Dispose. So you get 3 shield wall until the start of your next turn. So if I just explain to everybody what the keyword Dispose means. Now, again, to keep in mind, guys, as it says at the bottom of that image, all of this is subject to change, prototype. So, this might change the wording slightly by the time it actually comes out. But the way Dispose currently works is that, let's say you have that Shield of Lakringi attached to one of your characters. At any point during the game, including not on your turn, you can dispose of the object. So basically, you take the object off of your character and put it in your dregs. And by doing that, basically, you're almost like sacrificing that object of power. You then gain the ability, which would be 3 shield wall on that character. Oh, no, I guess, sorry, shield walls across all characters. So it'd be 3 shield wall across all your characters until the start of your next turn. So it's a 1-use shield wall. It's like throwing your shield at the oncoming Samir trolls, But again, let's talk about the artwork here, because what was your thoughts when you got these sort of cards to draw?
Yeah, so especially the drums was really cool, because you go online and you start just looking at Vikings playing drums. So that in itself was like an hour of my life, just listening to it.
I'd love to see your Google search history after doing all these cards.
Yeah, it starts becoming insane. That was a blast just to go. To be honest, it's been with everything that they've sent me. Just getting to know, to really dive into like all of these mythologies, and then bringing it over and marrying with the art that Matt had already done. Yeah, it's so much fun.
And that's a question that I want to ask you personally is, if you don't mind me asking, how have you found it? Because obviously we all agree that a lot of people in the stream will confirm that one of the things that drew us to this game was how good the artwork is. How has it been sort of like, not necessarily stepping into Vinny's shoes, because Vinny still does artwork for us, but how has it been trying, designing, they're designed in your way, but still in the Achroma style. Has it been quite nerve-wracking?
Yeah, it felt like a bit of responsibility, because that was in the original meeting that we had. That was one of the questions, which is, like, do you want to step away a little bit from from what you're doing at the moment? Do you want to try and keep it exactly the same? And it's also, there isn't like a guide to making a card look like one of his. So there's a lot of intricacy of really reading between the lines of what he does.
Fair enough.
It's funny that I approached the game because I really like the art, and I actually like his art after I started trying to copy. It's not quite copy. It's literally like take the elements, understanding the language and trying to speak the same visual language that he does,
Mhm.
and there's just so much to it that is just like you like it, but you don't know why, and it's just been learning a new language, literally.
Of course, but it's good to hear that they've, you can still go in your own direction. It's not like you're trying to copy a style of someone else. So in the chat then, so we've got Good Omen saying, yeah, that's a nice counter to Shieldwall, absolutely. Heron says, Marco, seen you as the artist make Bob in the same... Oh, okay, Heron wants to see you make Bob in the same art style.
Yeah.
Bo says, I know the wording could change, but are they going to stay the same shard count? So as Cooper says, yeah, the shard count is subject to change also. Good Omen says, does that mean you could leave it until somebody attacks one of your characters, then activate it? Yes, that's the current idea, is that you could use Dispose at any point, including someone else's turn. But again, we'll make sure that it's, when the actual cards come out, that it's very clear when you can do it. Not to Nimbius Drake. James said hello to you. And Warrior said, the artwork was a big part of what drew me in. Your artwork is amazing. Hey, there you go. Nice. I was picking up the new artwork, and then Marco mentioned it. Done it. Yes. So
By the way,
go on. I'll bring up the next video.
Yeah, I was with James at the shop, and he was like, "Oh, this looks really good," and I was like, "Really?"
Yeah. How good is it really?
Okay.
Welcome in, Taurus. Major League Helmet and Noxious Doll are really nasty for claim shenanigans. Oh, absolutely, yeah. So the next two cards to show you guys are these two. Again, if you came in the store on a few Saturdays ago, you would have seen these. So we've got Drake Corruption. So these are both from Draco Planum. Drake Corruption, which is an action, turn any character into a Drake. So very similar to Otrix Doll and the Major League Helmet that we saw. So that's going to tie in really well with cards like Achroma Haven. So you could make, one of your dragons become a Drake. Now, this card on the right, I'll be honest, I tried pronouncing this in the store and I really struggled. And, I'm going to embarrass myself on stream and try and do it again. I think it's pronounced Kusho Kugeki Jutsu. That's as close as I can say. Which is it's an action, choose a character, they cannot attack, resolve, or use any abilities till the next turn. So it's kind of like a stronger version of Icy Water, I guess. But yeah, what's your opinion of these cards and the artwork?
Yeah, can I see the
yes, of course.
Enlarged again? Like it's,
yeah, sorry, yeah. Everyone else was probably calling it the same
I
thing.
don't have the cards either. Yeah, that's good. Especially the Drake Corruption. It was really one of my not problems. One of the things I really wanted was just I wanted more Drakes in the
yeah, me too.
So just having that card is going to massively.
I do think it's a bit expensive. I'd like to, before the card comes out, I personally would like to see that maybe be a little bit cheaper. For cost to change it into a Drake is quite a lot.
I would pay any price to corrupt some dragons, to be honest. Those little hatchlings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you mentioned the hatchlings in. James says, I'm getting 144 limit on the stream. It looks like that is just you at the moment, James. Maybe try refreshing if needs be. Tora says, for the Jiu-Jitsu card, just 2 for that, it's broken. You think so? Or same ability as Craven. It's basically just, it's a combination, really. That card is a combination of Fleabee and Icy Water, really. Yeah, shard costs are still subject to change up and down. But yeah, very cool 2 cards. Again, talking about the artwork specifically, beautiful cards, mate. Really well done. Like, even though the one on the left is literally just scales, the way you've done the different the discoloration, like to kind of show that almost like it's like regular scales that are being corrupted is amazing.
And let me say, especially with that one, because you'll see a card that previously has had that language in Achroma. There are other cards in the past that have got that transition between the color. And again, Matt is amazing at those kind of details, and it's what really establishes them as being part of the same universe and the same artwork. It's just like taking that little bit that is done, that's already looks good, and just putting it somewhere else. It's the card with the falling leaf. I don't know if you comes to mind.
Not off the top of my head, no.
No, that's okay. Yeah, the other one is brand new.
Yeah. Good Omen says the unpronounceable action. I think that's what we're going to end up calling it. The unpronounceable one is really fun. It is indeed. So we've got one. Gone. Is that? We're going to.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we've got one more. Well, we have got more images to show you, folks. This isn't the end, but this is the last image of like kind of full-on cards. Again, these were shown in the store recently. So these are from. We've actually got one here from Salem Planum on the left, and we've got one on the right, which looks like it's from the Spiritor Planum. So Revolt is an action. For 2 cost, this one's going to make a lot of people happy, especially with the Hex Clunker deck we've been running in Discord recently. All restrained and claimed characters return to their original canvases. The lore rise up. I love that.
That's good.
Hey,
that's so good.
You've claimed all my characters? Nah, I'm having them all back. Because something we've done in the Discord recently is we've been doing this really fun play with Hex Clunker, where you play a Muon trap onto one of your opponent's characters and restrain another one of your opponent's characters into it, and then play Silent Thicket to restrain them both. So it's like layers of restrain. But Revolt would just snap them all out.
Snap everything back.
Yeah, and for 2 cost.
The sheer amount of shenanigans that are gonna happen with all of these new objects and actions, like the ones that we're seeing in the at the store, the Realm Runners and the Realm Relics as well. It's just gonna be. Multiplayer games are going to be the charts fun.
That's the whole point of these cards, isn't it? It's just injecting so many more ways to counter things and add new things. It's brilliant. And then on the right hand side, we've got Factory Overalls, which is an object of power from from Spiritor Planum. 2 cost currently, 2 strength, -1 in the resolve, and it has a dispose, which again is the keyword, which is you would at any point on your turn or someone else's, you could just basically get rid of it, dispose of it into your dregs, and you'd then be able to raise a location. Lewis says the overall seem pretty decent. Yeah, very, very cool. And again, the artwork for these are they are simplistic, but they're just so pleasing to the eye. It's like I almost don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, I was particularly happy with the Revolt one. That was pretty cool with the little effects of the on the Achroma kind of. There's little bits of the transparency kind of coming through. That was fun. It's kind of like when you stumble across something that just looks good and you go like, it works perfectly.
Again, was there any, can you tell us, was there any like early designs for this that were a bit different, or did you pretty much go Factory Overalls? I know exactly what this should look like, or the Revolt one, did you have any other early concepts for that? You don't have to, obviously can't show us, but.
Yeah, so it always happens. You do a little, especially with the actions, you do a few sketches, see what feels best. Because a lot of these things are more that kind of concepts. It's not like revolting. There's a specific image that you see and you go like, that's exactly what revolting is. And you kind of need to start scaling it down to like minimalize it just to the bare bones. Because obviously you can do a whole revolution, a whole crowd of people just shouting with signs, and it's just like kept scaling it back, and there's just like
it's just it's
what you need. Yep.
Again, simplistic but beautifully done. That's the best way I describe cards like these. They're great. Let's see what chat's saying. So, Taurus is shouting finally an actual counter to control. Bo having PTSD. Sorry, don't remind me of the Hex Clunker moves. Don't even use Sticket, use Investigation. Yeah. Lewis says, interesting that it removes no matter how many layers. I presume that's how it works. Again, me and Marco are seeing these cards for the first and second time too. I believe that's how it works. Love the Revolt card artwork. Yeah, me too. Joe says, can't wait for the confusion of big multiplayer Coda games of who card this is. Yeah, as Omen says, maybe having your own sleeves might be a good thing. Yeah, crazy stuff. All right, so those are the cards that we saw in the store the other day. Now, I've got 4 images here, of which I've only really seen them in brief, so most of my reactions will be genuine as well.
Just before we move on.
Go on.
In the intro, I was meant to do something else, but with my technical difficulties, I forgot. I was going to say I come bearing presents.
I think I know what this might be.
So there'll be presents for the stream, but this present is specifically for yourself as a congratulations for joining the Realm Runners team. I have made your very own.
Look at him! That is actually epic, like the one in the store, basically.
It is.
That is amazing. And is that also made out of clay?
It is also made out of clay.
That is insane.
Daddy Fungor. It is significantly larger than the one I've made.
Yeah, I could tell. Fungor 2.0. Oh my gosh, that is amazing, dude. Oh,
Yeah. So next time I see you, you'll be taking a Fungor home.
oh, mate, that is really kind. Thank you. What I'll see if I can do is, I mean, I've just got a black curtain behind me, but maybe I can like not glue him, but like find a way to attach him to the top of my chair. Oh yeah, on my shoulder. But he can be in the stream. Oh, mate, that is really kind of me. Thank you, mate. Again, it just shows your talents as well doing that. Maybe at some point you could have a future career and just making models of all the creatures.
My life is just
Got some big epic good comments in chat from that as well. Amazing. Funko 1.2 are cute. Totally wow. Very adorable, isn't it? Oh, thank you, mate. That's very, very kind. Lewis just had a question for a ball that does dispose work at any turn. The current wording is yes, Lewis, but again, we'll wait to see what the final wording is to change that. Tora says, no, don't put him on your shoulder. He's poisoned, so you'll get a raise. Oh, that's very true. That's very true. I would like to keep my job. Marco needs to make him a little professor coat. Oh, maybe I could probably buy one, or I can make one. I reckon I can.
Yeah, I think I need to do a little Achroma bomb.
Yes, yeah, from my recent file, which we are going to see this later on. So back to giving some stuff to the stream then. So we've got 4 more images to show you today, folks, and these are. Am I right in saying, Marco, concept art for real cards that are coming, but these are like cards that are still currently in the drawing stage, you know. So if I bring back this image, it's like these are things that are still in image like 1 and 2 stage.
Yes, correct. Yeah, the first 2 stages. That's what we're going to be looking at.
Okay.
And then everyone will get a bit of the surprise later on when they get the cards of seeing like the before and the after. Okay,
so just to be very clear before I bring up the first one, folks, just as a reminder, neither me or Marco know the intended abilities for these concepts. All we know is the name, the realm, and a little bit of the brief, which Marco will go through. So let's bring up the first one, which is this. And whilst we're talking about this, chat, I want you guys in chat to start speculating. What abilities do you think this is going to be? So, Marco, tell us, what is the name of this card currently going to be? Again, all subject to change, but what is the current name for this card?
Perfect. So, first and foremost, we have got an Achroma converter. So I've got the Achroma generator. See, very close.
Yeah, not close.
Converter. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a flavor text here.
I'm just seeing Chloe's update. It's like Fungoir Fumigator.
Yeah, it is a large machine in the attic of the Murky Manor. That is the cause of the dark cloud over Curdle.
Ah, so it's gonna be Curse. So this is a Curse of Curdle Hill card. Correct. Ah, yes. Converting Chroma to Achroma. Or the other way around, did you say?
Converting Chroma into Achroma.
Causing that smoke. Okay.
A black smoke that's pumping out. And the smoke that you see over Murky Manor. It's bad boy.
Awesome. That looks awesome. So in chat, we've got, Achroma generator object maybe for the clunker. Yeah, I guess that is. If it's going to be Salem playing, it will be something you can potentially give to the clunker. Make a skill check, and if you miss it, you let the killer. Yeah, some Dead by Daylight reference there. The real reason for Achroma is man-made. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some lore with this one. That is really cool. And and you have no idea what this card is going to be. You just know the design brief that you read out.
Yes, correct. Like into the design, here's the consideration. Like, how exactly are they converting the Chroma into Achroma? Are they putting the pouring Chroma in? Are they going to have a meat grinder that they put creatures through the grinder?
Of course.
I'm going.
Get in here. Hey. Like, what are the creatures in Curdle again? I forget. Get in there, rabid dog.
Rabbit, yeah, just the green raven, just pop it to one side, just smoke comes out.
Just feathers. Oh god, that's exactly. Sorry, this is horrible. But no, so chat's already talking about some of the potential abilities. We've got Lewis saying it could be dispose, remove shards from a card equal to your current drain. Ooh, so you could be like draining a card based on how many. So that'd be cool. Tora says maybe it's a steal/drain X, where X is the number of cards with Chroma shards. So it's kind of like, converting that Chroma to Achroma, yeah? Pretty cool.
Welcome to the conjecture and speculation part of the...
Yes, absolutely.
It's all speculation now.
This card must be banished, says Good Omens. Chroma Degenerator, says Matt. Isidore and King Craven broke up and she stole his Achroma converter, maybe. Who knows? No, that's awesome. Yeah, cool. Very, very Cool. Well, interesting to see how that card, and let's not pull away from the whole point of this stream of just how cool that, even though it's only initial sketches, that is looking very, very cool, mate. I cannot wait to see that card fully drawn, and I'm sure we cannot wait to see what the ability will be. All right, we've got 3 more of these. Idol says Achroma factory malfunction equals action, maybe an action card. Yeah, I don't think we don't even know whether that's an action or object. We don't even know. So the next one. People are going to like this one. I've seen the thumbnail of it. Go ahead and tell us the name of this one.
This, my friends, I think I picked with this one. This one is called Creature Comforts.
Creature Comforts.
It is a collection of creatures from Sparata. And this is my favorite detail on the prompt they put between brackets, including Fungwar.
Hey, so they wanted to do Fungwar. I was going to say, just really quickly before we move on, I just want to quickly say hello to Bart in the stream, just before we move on from the last card, said steal Chroma card and trade it. That would be cool. And Tora said this has a potential to be mad broken. Cool. I just wanted to read those out before we move on to this card. But yeah, so it's Creature Comfort. So what was the design brief for this one then?
Yeah, so that was a collection of creatures from Sparata, including Fungwar.
Oh, so cute.
My immediate question was like, how many can I fit in a card? There are a couple of versions where it was just like all the creatures that they had done, and I was doing new ones, and I was like, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't fit all of these. Yeah, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with the cutest ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want them all sleeping. I don't know why. They do look. They remind me of very early on. Pokemon cards, like those very like simple creatures.
Yeah, I get where you're going with that.
So beautiful. Yeah, it's very, very cool. The just the feeling of the seeing all these creatures together, just that cuteness.
Oh, it is really cute. So let's see what chat's saying. So Luca says, firstly, this is just a general question. How long do they take to ship to the Connecticut, USA? I'm not sure if Chris is still in stream and confirmed, but we do ship to the USA. In terms of how long it would take, I'm not too sure off the top of my head. Maybe he can answer in stream. Everyone said, babies, the lads. Matt, I'm tempted to ban you from the stream. He just put in quotation, Anakin was here. Fungor looks really cute. Fungor chilling with friends, love it. Creature Nursery. Good Omen says the card's just too cute for its own good. It is. Yeah, so it is Fungwar, an imp, and a Dracon. Tora says probably gives an inventive to run Flutterby creatures. Right now, there's only good ones of Fungwar data. I mean, I think all of them. I'm pretty certain all of the creatures, in my opinion, are good. But that's just me. Lewis thinks it'll be search for 2 creatures and add them to your hand. Yes, yeah, so it could be like a find. Like a find or dig. Darth is hopefully soon I can show my drawings. If it's in the fan art channel, I've got a lot of fan art to show today. Chroma Worm only exists for Blueprint Swirl. And yeah, Cooper said depends on Royal Mail. So yeah, really cool cards. I bet you've really enjoyed drawing this one.
That one was definitely, out of all of them, the one that I was the most excited to draw. As soon as I saw the prompt. And it's not just because it's fun work, obviously it's fun.
Yeah.
It's we all like the meme. But it was really my style of things. I like to do that cutesy creatures. That's
it's
my world.
Really cute. Well, I can't wait to see what that card is. And we've got a couple more people in the chats with ideas of what it might be. So Bart has said maybe dispose, gain immunity for your creature, or like protection for your creatures until the end of the turn. So yeah, maybe you can you're giving your creatures some protection. That'd be quite cool. Dracon just never gets used despite being I see a lot of people use Dracon personally, but maybe that's just me. Lisa says it takes about 7-10 days. Brilliant. Bo says, I don't know if that helps, but to France, it takes 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, cool. So yes, you're absolutely right, Lewis. These are cards coming in the expansion. So for those that weren't in the stream a little bit before, just to be very clear, these are the cards that are coming out in the Achroma Rise of the Realm Runners expansion. If you guys haven't already seen, go see the Kickstarter link down below. And if you can find, there are pledges which are called Achroma Palette and Expansion. So you get one of these expansion boxes. Or if you just want every single one of the new cards, there is the Rise of the Realm Runners expansion, which comes with, it's 400 cards in total. And you'll get at least 1 copy of every Realm Runner and every one of these expansion cards. And to be very clear, none of these cards in the Kickstarter pledge are RNG, as in, luck of the draw. The expansion box if I bring this back up, you know, the expansion box there that you see, the red one, the cards that are in that box will be set in stone. There's no randomness. You'll know exactly what cards you are getting, which I know was something that people wanted to see. So yeah, creature comforts, very good. So we got a next one to show is this one. Give us the name, Raymond, brief for this one.
Okay, so this one, whoever came up with the idea of this card, you're not my favorite person in the world. This is an ornithopter, which I knew what it was. I didn't know the name for it, and there was no description. It's an ornithopter.
Oh, so you had to really do some Googling.
Yeah, so it's basically like an early flying machine,
like a glider.
Kind of like a glider. The earlier versions of it. Dan had said, like, because this is technically not an object, it's a vehicle, but it's like you're not going to make something new. So this is, I think, if not the first, one of the first vehicles.
But I'm guessing it'll be an object, yeah.
Yeah, it is an object. Yeah.
So I think Taurus might have guessed it correctly, but so we are allowed to say, what is the realm for this one? Is it Dracoplanum?
Correct. Yeah, it is Dracoplanum. As you can see, the design is very much inspired by that.
Mm-hmm.
You can see by my very, very loose sketch on the left-hand side, I was just like, I just wanted the feeling first, because I was like, I don't know how I'm going to tackle like all of the angles of the wings spreading, and then all the supports. But I really wanted to make it feel, even though it's a glider, I wanted to make it feel dragony. That was my general direction.
Mm-hmm. Now I've just found a quick card here, because I actually read this the other day on a card, and this makes sense. So this is the Monastery Keeper. Have a look at the bottom of the lore there, guys. Monks fly in ornithopters and look after the temple. So clearly these are the ornithopters that the monks use. Let me bring back the thing.
As I was drawing this, I was imagining the beautiful image that Matt did with the sun-setting sky with the two dragons on the sky.
Oh, yeah, the promo image, yeah.
Yeah, I was imagining the ornithopter flying in that sky.
Oh, that's cool.
A sunset, which, by the way, that animation, how good does that look?
Absolutely insane. Amazing. For those who haven't seen it, it's literally the video that's like the poster video on YouTube now. That animation is beautiful. It's as an artist yourself, you must have watched that and just been in awe. Yeah,
the video on YouTube currently had over 18,000 views not long ago.
It's insane.
I know they're putting it on loop in the shop, but half of those views are mine.
Oh yeah, I've been watching a lot as well. Yeah, beautiful cards. So let's see what chat's saying. So so yeah, Good Omens wanted it to allow Funguar to fly. Hey, not the same realm, but you never know. Might be able to make that work. I'll make it my mission to try and make it that I somehow steal that object and put it on a Funguar. Yes. Chris does confirm it is how monks travel in Vast Volataris. Looks like Da Vinci's glider. Yeah, absolutely. No, beautiful card. So I'm guessing that'll be an object of power. What do we think it's going to do? I haven't seen anyone in chat. Put in chat now. What ability do you think it's going to do?
Ability. That's.
What do you think?
It's on a USB. That's not them. Yeah, it's me then. I told you. The ability. That's a very good question. Because it would probably be something to aid the monks.
I think it might. I reckon Hazmat might have it. I reckon it might be something like can't be attacked. It's almost like you're flying, so therefore you now can't be attacked because you can't be caught, sort of thing, maybe.
Oh, but it's a realm with dragons. That doesn't go very far.
What about? I mean, no. What about it might be something to do with attacking locations? It's almost like imagine like all the characters are protecting the location. It might be as if like you're flying over the characters to then get the locations by. Or maybe you can bypass objects of power when you attack, or something like that.
Oh, I'm gonna give you some inside info that is not inside info at all.
Okay.
On the image that they had cleared before, it did include the rarity, so that might be a clue. It is a rare.
Okay, it's gonna be a rare.
That's got 6 shards. So
this is where
value.
6 shards. This is where Realm Runner Studios SWAT Team 6 comes in, like drags you out. He said too much. Get him out.
Hey, it was in the image. Actually, I removed it.
Okay.
I removed it. So,
I see. Okay, so it's gonna be a rare. It's gonna be a rare. So we don't. Yeah, it might be able to attack locations. I reckon it might be. I reckon personally, it might be an ability which allows you to like fly over certain lines of defense. So maybe you can get past objects, or you can get past characters. So what else has chat said? So yeah, can't be attacked. It might work like a flying keyword from Magic the Gathering, where landborn enemies can't attack. Okay, so it might be a landborn unless it's flying can't attack. Yeah.
Maybe it turns monks into dragons. Who knows?
Oh, that would be cool. Turning monks to dragons, that'd be awesome. Cool. Wouldn't be surprised if it allowed character attack locations. Yeah. Well, very, very cool. So we'll get another last look at that. And the one thing I'll say about the artwork is, and this is for all of the people in the chat and watching the stream that are learning to draw. You know, we've got some people that are learning to draw recently, and you know, sometimes I hear people say, "Oh, I don't want to draw because, you know, I'm not that great." Like, I'm sure Marky won't mind. You know, that sketch on the left-hand side is completely different to what's... Sorry, yeah, the image on the left is completely different to the right. You know, it really goes to show that when you first learn to draw and when you really start concept drawings, there's no, you know, just draw what comes to your mind, and then you kind of perfect it. And, you know, going from left to right, it's like night and day, but you have to start with the left to get the right, you know? You can't just expect to put pen to paper and suddenly get the thing on the right.
That's right. That is exactly the reason why I wanted to include. I didn't just want to show the image where it's already all nice and pretty. I wanted to have a little bit of the before as well, because I think that helps. I remember that when I was learning, it's just like, oh yeah, the sketches are a bit rough, aren't they?
Yeah. Also, I'd really like Lisa's comment. I like this. Bird's eye view, the ability to see other players' hands.
Ooh.
That would be very cool. You might be onto something there, Lisa. I genuinely know nothing, but I reckon of all the guesses so far, I actually think that one is most likely. I like it. That would be mega strong if you could turn your monk into dragons, stack that down first. Yeah. True. Marks of Mysterium is a rare. Well, I guess, yeah, there might be something similar. So we have one more image to show, which is this one. So why don't you tell us the name, realm, and design brief for this one?
This one is a Wishwell, the Warriors of Wishwell card. It is called a Brisgavi Feast. And even though it doesn't look like in there, it is a table filled with disgusting Achroma infected food.
Oh, so right now, whilst it's colorless, it looks relatively tasty. But once you've added some color, is it going to look quite? Ugh?
It is quite disgusting. The card. I've already got this one mostly done.
Yeah.
It looks a lot nastier than it looks right there.
So I wonder if this is so considering that we don't know whether this is an object or an action. I wonder maybe if it's like so an object that has a negative effect because of how it's poisonous, and maybe you want to actually put it on your opponent's characters, and it maybe it's like basically it's like you're giving the Lakringi Shield Maidens food poisoning.
Oh, Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, like a monkey, not monkey's paw, but like a curse, the gift.
Yeah, because I know that. Yeah, I know a lot of these objects they've wanted to kind of push towards that because it's an action. Oh, we're getting an inside tip. It's an action. So yeah, maybe it's like an action, like choose an opponent's character. They've now got food poisoning. In 2 turns, they die, or something like that. So let's see what the chat's saying. A small snack. Taurus says I can guess this one immediately. Okay. Oh, as in you think so? Going down to Taurus's other comment, he thinks it'll be disposed to refill a character's shard. Works really well with rage. Oh yeah, I guess being able to suddenly dispose and refill shards to then do more rage checks. That could be very true, Taurus. That's a good option. Heron says, but the mask every other player sees. Yes, very. Oh yeah, talk about the last one. Chloe thinks it'll be more rage, more attack power, maybe. Bo thinks it's going to be something to do with poison. I think it's and Matt says I think it's something to do with poison or poisonous. That might be my guess. Joe might think it might heal your character's shards so you get more of rage, like Taurus said. If it's Achroma tainted, could be an object that gives poison. Yeah, very true. We have had Chris confirm it's an action. If it's expensive enough, I can easily see that refilling all your character's shards. Yeah, or dispose. Yeah, absolutely.
It is a feast. Yeah.
It is a feast. But what I like about looking at the actual art of the card for a moment, I really like here to see your process of how like you rather than like trying to draw a really busy scene first off, you've almost like done it in layers to be able to build up the busyness.
Correct. Yes. So thank you for bringing it up because what I've done there, I split it on the left, the sketch, I split it in 2. So the first one is just put stuff on the table. Yeah, just put fish, sausages, potatoes, lots of meat. It is a Nordic feast after all. There's lots of beer, bread, and that kind of simpler foods. And then after that, on the one below that, it's more about the perspective, because it is on a plane, so everything that is sitting on that table needs to feel like it's on that table. It's about getting all of that stuff to feel like it's actually on that plane correctly, and then just start adding more, because it's a feast. It's meant to have more and more and more. And then just clean it up, and then the nastiness, because that's part of the prompt, but it's like that's something that you can add after all of that.
I can't wait to see
special effect.
I can't wait to see that with the colors. Yeah, to get that disgustingness.
It's a good one. I like it. I'm gonna say I actually quite like that.
Yeah. Sarah says, do you do all your drawings on a computer? I
do. Yes, correct. For whoever's interested, I do have an XP Pen drawing tablet, Innovator 16, I think it is, and I use Clip Studio Paint, which I couldn't recommend enough. It is. Achroma doesn't endorse it. It's a personal endorsement, just for legal reasons. It's my personal opinion.
So moving me back to this image then, the next, so that those are all of the concept art images. So firstly, thank you, Marco, for showing this to us and talking us through some of those cards there. Very, very exciting. And it is really interesting to see that you don't know the abilities. I think that's the bit I like the most. But that leads me and Marco brilliantly onto a giveaway, folks. So we are doing a giveaway over the next 2 weeks. Now, it's a bit of an interesting giveaway. So I'll do the explanation of what the giveaway will be, and then Marco's going to give you guys the prompt. So we've noticed that there has been a massive increase in fan art recently, which has been amazing to see, by the way. Loads of you in the community, myself included, have put pen to paper. It doesn't matter whether you are an amazing artist, or whether you're just learning, or you're just doing a sketch. Loads of people have taken to the fan art channel and made some brilliant stuff. Speaking of which, I've got so much fan art to show in the next segment of this stream, so please stick around for that, because it's brilliant. Yes, including Bob Henry. So we decided, well, what better way to encourage it further than give you guys a bit of fun. So now you guys have seen how Marco makes his card. So, as we've said, Marco gets told by the creators of the game the name of the cards, what realm, and gets told a small brief. And then Marco has to come up with these cards. So here's how the giveaway is going to work. In a moment, Marco is going to give you guys in stream, and this is going to be posted in the giveaway channel in the Discord straight away after stream. Marco is going to give you guys a brief. So he's going to give you the name of a card. He's going to give you a realm, and he's going to give you a briefing. Now, to be very clear, this is a real briefing for a real card that is coming out in the expansion that we have not yet seen. We are not going to see what Marco has drawn. So Marco has already finished this card, but we're not going to see it. You guys are going to have 2 weeks, and you guys are going to see how well would you do as Achroma artists. So what we're going to ask you to do is take that brief, and in 2 weeks, we want you guys to challenge yourselves to draw what you think that card should look like based on the brief. And you're going to be posting it in the fan art channel. I'm going to be making a separate forum for it. And then in 2 weeks' time, back on this stream with Marco, we are going to firstly show all the amazing work you've done, and me and Marco are going to discuss them. And then the prize will be given to, we'll then reveal the actual finished card by Marco, which by the way has already been done. And whoever manages to draw get the closest drawing to what Marco did, whoever was on the same wavelength as Marco, will win a prize. What that prize will be an extra copy of that card in your pledge, and it will be signed by Marco himself. And if you do want any of the other founders to sign it, then I'm sure they'll do that for you. But it will be signed by Marco, an extra copy of that card. So Marco, would you like to give them the name, realm, and briefing of the card they will need to draw?
Oh, I would love to. I will just do a small tangent here.
Yes, please do.
And just say thank you so much, because I proposed something similar to this, and then Charlie and the rest of the core team just run with it, and we're like, oh, why don't we make it a competition and do a giveaway? Which just thank you so much for just leaning on an idea like this. So if you guys are ready,
this will be in the Discord.
Yeah, so it is an action on the realm of Flutterby.
Okay.
The name is Awaken the Guardians. It is a rare card. And the description is, the fairies of Flutterby can awaken the Guardians in desperate times to protect the school. Inside the mouths of the fountains is a secret button to awaken the Guardians.
Okay, so Awaken the Guardians, a rare action from Spirits Playedom. Do you mind reading out the briefing one more time? Again, it will be in Discord.
Yeah. The fairies of Flutterby can awaken the Guardians in desperate times to protect the school. Inside of the mouths of the fountains, there is a secret button to awaken the Guardians.
Okay, so your challenge, if you choose to accept it, folks, is to, based off of that brief, draw what you think that card action should look like. And yes, the winner will be the closest to Marco's. Now, to be very clear, because I see that comment from Warrior saying, I wish I could draw. To be very clear about the rules of this, the winner is not who can draw the best looking card, because, you know, everybody has different skills, and this is not meant to incite competition of, hey, I can't draw. What we're looking for, the kind of the winner, the metric is who can draw what is the closest design to Marco's. So, you know, for example, you know, if I was to just get a random card as an example, what's the first card I pull out? Brascavi Rage was the first card I pulled out. So let's say that was actually the card. We'd be looking for, you know, somebody drawing strikes across the page. You know, even if it doesn't look like it doesn't have to have the same shading and the same color as, that's actually a really, like, not the best card to pull out because that was quite simplistic. But, yeah, we're looking for the same, you know, design idea. So it doesn't matter if it's not the best drawn thing in the world. So even if it's, even if it looks like a stick man, it might still win her, and if it ends up looking in the same way. So yes, that is the giveaway. Again, I will post more details of it in the Discord literally the second the stream is done. Do not start posting in the fan art channel yet, although I would be surprised if anyone draws that quickly, because I need to make the forum post. So wait until about half an hour after stream and you'll see it all in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, link down below. But yes, hopefully you guys are excited about that giveaway as we are. So we're going to keep Marco in the stream for a bit, because we're going to move on to the last bit of today's stream, which is the community showcase. And the reason we're going to keep Marco in the stream is because this week we have an abundance of fan art, and considering we've literally got one of the artists of Achroma in the stream with us today, again, thank you for joining us, Marco. I think it would be really nice to get a proper artist opinion on some of these really cool fan art cards. So let's.
I'm gonna be Simon Cowell.
Yeah,
Simon Cowell, the dude from.
If you want to be the evil one, yeah. So let's see what we've got first. I've picked these in the order that they were posted.
I've seen all of these. There's just so much good stuff this week. So
this first one has come from, this was made by James in the Discord. Now, this was originally the idea that came from Sarah's son, Seb, called Just Bob. And James has taken this, run with it, yeah, and made a full colored card of Just Bob. So this is a character, just a guy called Bob. He's a 1 strength legendary. And I love this ability. When Bob attacks, the attacked character becomes an exact copy of Bob, and Bobs can't attack other Bobs. Just Bob. Oh my god, is that Bob? What's your thoughts here, Marco?
This has been such an amazing collaborative process.
It really has.
The code. Oh my god, is that Bob?
But no, it's really good art as well, actually. I like it.
It's really good art, because it's been an additive process. Each one keeps getting better. This one is like, I couldn't think that you could improve on perfection. Just what Seb did straight away. But that look, the eyes, the look of concern.
Yeah, he does.
And the eyebrows raised, just looking inside. What is he looking at? Is it just because he sees all the Bobs?
He's looking into my soul.
A little bit, yeah.
But it's brilliant card.
It's a 10.
It's an absolute 10. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, well done to James Bray for designing that. And again, the original idea was Seb, so well done. There is the Just Bob forum post if you want to go check out the other iterations of that card, because that's not the only one. But very well done, Just Bob. So the next one I've got to show you guys, what do we have in the chat from this? Love this code, Bob. Oh my God, I love how everyone has just taken with Bob and run with it. Yep. You want Bob?
Yeah.
He should definitely become a promo card. I think if we push it enough, maybe.
A realm. It could be technically a realm runner.
He could be.
Technically.
Yeah. So this next one has been done by
I haven't
Fairy
seen
Bread.
this one.
This is from Fairy Bread in the Discord. So thank you very much, Fairy Bread, for sending this one in. So this one was titled King Funguar. So what it looks like we've got here, we've got, I think that's Von Ruthro House in the back. We've got Von Ruthro
It does look like it,
himself.
yeah.
And he looks like he's
cross realm
hosting.
action.
Yeah, he's hosting Funguar.
Yeah.
Now
He's having a little party. He's offering a drink.
Now,
to Funguar.
I personally think that crown on Funguar's head, I think that's a realm relic, and I think that's how Funguar's managed to teleport over into the Curdle Hill. But hey, it's a brilliant card. I love the combination of cross realms. And what do you think that is in the top right? Is that little fairy?
It could be. It is flying. The root throw, it just looks so good.
It looks really good.
Like
it's just like the image we have in the Discord.
It's very poised. He's just like, he's just like, oh, sir, man.
He's just the peak look of like sophistication in that.
Chris, Funguar is realm running here.
Not kind of, I think so. I think so, Cooper. I think that crown is clearly a realm relic, and he's realm running. But again, 100% a promo card.
Not Funguar. King Funguar.
Oh, King Funguar. Sorry, my apologies, my majesty. But no, that is a brilliant card. Again, a 10 out of 10. I just love I love the cross realm. I like the perspective of the characters up front with the house in the background. Like, they didn't have to add that background, but really, really well done there from Fairy Bread there. Really good card. What do we get in chat from this? We should make a card for Bob. Oh, that's about Bob still. And can we make a full Funguar deck? Yes, maybe. So the next one is actually, it's from me. I was chilling in the voice chat the other day, and I fancied getting my fingers on art again. So I had a go at making. What did I call? I called this one Funguar's Package, and it's Funguar transporting an Achroma bomb to Copper Joss from everybody else. Hashtag Funguar rules.
Yep, the bow, it's literally perfect. Just
I was quite happy with this.
Cherry on top. Yeah, the feeling of wanting to bomb Copper Joss.
She just wins every game. She is just too strong.
Yeah, she's just too strong. This one is close to my heart.
The fun story with this is that not shortly after me making this fan art, I played another game in the Discord, which again, for those who don't know, we do play games live in the Discord. Join the link down below and we play online. I actually managed to get out Funguar Achroma Bomb first turn. Like right after this fan art, so I was really happy. Lewis said, don't forget the professor. Yes. I didn't actually have that plan for the stream, but I can very quickly find it. Let me very quickly bring up this. I did mention earlier in the stream about the Discord. Oh, where did I save it is the question. Oh, no, if I can't find it quickly, I might have to say no.
May I say that you also nailed the fierce look of Funguar there, Charlie?
Thank you. Oh, no,
very good.
I know where I put it. So yes, for the new bot that we've got in the Discord, we did make this.
The Copper Sisters are very hurt.
we did make this. Professor Funguar. He is the person who gives you the. He is the one that gives you the bot. So yeah, he's the bot. But yes. So what else we got in chat? Copper Joss OP gang rides up. I like the way you DM me to see this picture. The Major League Ultra Raid. Go on.
At what point do we make the Funguar alternative universe, the Funguar AU?
That we should, because there's a lot of Funguar art. So the next fan art then. So this one comes from 10-year-old Nathaniel in the Discord. Well, I think it's his father in the Discord, but he's posted it on behalf of his 10-year-old son Nathaniel. So this is Achroma Marketplace. So that you can see this one's been drawn in IRL. It is a location. It's a +3 in the resolve. It looks like it is. I think that's 5 cost: 3 blue, 1 purple, 1 yellow. and it has an action. Steal a card from another player and trade it. So presumably this is maybe a trader's deck card. And the lore, a place where you can buy Chroma. And I like all the different jars, like different, like, you know, hey, I need some green Chroma. You know, you specifically go for the middle one sort of thing. It's really cool, isn't it?
Yeah, look, a proper card with all the details and everything. What's the realm on this one? Can you
I think it's got a question mark. I think they were unsure what realm they're in, but I think that would suit well in the Wishwell under Norso Planum, personally.
I think so, yeah. What was the name of the card?
Chroma Marketplace. So I feel like that goes right in with Wishwell.
It's brilliant, yeah. And by the way, just drawing with pencil and colored pencils, just like kudos. It's difficult. It's very good.
It's much harder because you know when you draw digitally, you can like erase things as things don't go right, but it's much harder.
Yeah. Also, I really like the abilities. Great card, 10 out of 10.
Absolutely, I love it when we get these fan arts and we see abilities on them as well, because you can really see the creativeness that Nathaniel has had of going, not just hey, I've thought of something to draw, but actually starting to think about the game mechanics. And I think that's a really good game mechanic as well. So yeah, it's brilliant.
And I felt on most, if not all, the cards that people come up with, it really feels like they could be real abilities.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, no, it's not like anybody's made anything that's like overpowered of like, no, that wouldn't be in the game. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's an action we see in the game at some point.
Yeah.
No, very, very cool.
Good.
So thank you very much to Nathaniel and his father for submitting that one. Very, very cool. Again, all of these fan arts are in the fan art forum. So if you have any specific comments or any praise you want to give, you can go in the forum and specifically go and see these cards again and say hello. So the next one is, I did say we have a lot of fan art this week. So we've got this one, which is titled, Have You Seen This Man? And it was doodled, his word, not mine, by A. Roberts in the Discord.
That's
we've
good.
got here a Major Elite using a Muon, hoping to use a Muon trap on Wincy. I think this was after Adam had a few games where Wincy just kept winning. Lock him up. But I love this. It's just a great drawing, and I just love the story behind it. That's clearly come from emotion, hasn't it?
So in my mind, it might be the other way around, but in my mind, that guy was so crossed. He realm jumped looking for wins.
Oh, so you think he's putting this poster up actually in Flutterby?
I don't know. Yeah, or did Wincy come all the way over to Curdle Hill to grieve?
Maybe.
The poor guy.
He's chroma laundering, says Taurus. Don't lock my man up. But yeah, it's brilliant. Really, really cool. And, you know, I think this is one of my favorite things to see for fan art as well. I love it when people draw situations that have happened in game, you know, where people have had something happen in the game and they go, oh, that makes a really cool story in my head. I want to draw that. And it's just great to see.
Yeah. Did we touch on this? We were talking earlier that this is for the expansions. I've mentioned this to a couple of people because I've seen all the stuff that's on there. What gets me the most excited about the expansions is just how much, literally it expands the universe where you can have objects that are related to the story, and you can build decks that role play stories, not just the games. The games become almost a secondary motion to the whole thing, and seeing that in the next few months is just going to be so cool because it's going to evolve beyond just being one character versus the other one. Is this character wielding this object, doing this action, and just this snowballing of things that link in the same universe is going to be super cool. I think everyone who plays with the expansion is going to be super excited.
Absolutely. Couldn't have worded better myself. So yes, that was from Adam Roberts. So well done, and thank you for submitting that, mate. Really cool. We've got two more to show, and actually both of these next ones have come from the same person. So these were a late submission from Lisa's stepdaughter called Ava. Now Ava was actually one of the first people to submit fan art to the Achroma channel. So those that have been in the Discord for a long time will know that Ava has submitted some really cool drawings they were showed off on the streams before I hosted them. And Ava is back with two new cards. So I'm going to bring up the first one for you. This first one is called Starfall. So we've got a heroic character called Astronomer. Yeah, these have only just been posted in the Discord. She is a +X in the resolve. We'll talk about the art in a moment, which is just amazing. The cost is 4 cyan shards, it would appear. Or it might be, no, sorry, I think it's, 3 shards, but 4 strength. Very nice. And then the ability, so the gain is for every character on your canvas, you get 1 amount of the shards you resolve. So presumably that's 1 shard per character on your canvas, which is very, very strong. And then I love that Ava always puts lore into her card. So
yeah.
A kind young astronomer who has been rumored to hail from potentially another realm, maybe? With her pendant as her source of power, so we maybe got a realm relic there. Her friends, Kara Curdle and Hazel Dark, ignore such rumors. That's a lot to unpack.
Was Hazel
there.
Dark not the other OC, the other character?
So Hazel is one of her previous characters. Hazel Dark is actually the one you're about to see next. It's like I think it's like a reskin of a character before.
Before you move on,
Mhm.
the colors on the hair.
It's great, right?
Really looks really good. Like this is me being very real here.
Yeah.
Mixing multiple colors, it's really difficult. Like amazing job.
Really good. And I'm looking at the eye, the other one's behind the lovely hair. But even look at the detail in the eye and how, there's a bit of a fade in the color and, the little white specks to kind of show the lighting. The eye looked fantastic.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
I'm running out of 10 out of 10.
Yeah, we are running out of 10 out of 10s. But no, genuinely, really, really talented drawing, great ability. And what I love is that Ava's drawn so many cards now that they're all starting to mix together with their lore. It's just it's brilliant. So we'll show the next one from Ava then. So this one hasn't got a card to it, but I believe Ava's first. I haven't got it unfortunately with me now, but so originally Ava showed us a card called Hazel, which was a cat-like creature. And it looks like we've now got her standing on 2 legs. So we've got, this is called Hazel Dark. So we haven't got any abilities for this, but again, the fading in the hair and the tail, again, that eye, the detail in the eyes.
The heterochromia in the eyes, different colors.
Which you do, quite common thing in cats.
Yeah, that's true. I hadn't got that. Yeah, little heart on the sleeve.
Absolutely. And again, going back to the lore of Starfall just for a second. So it's, so Starfall is friends with Kara Curdle and Hazel Dark, and they ignore the rumors that Starfall is actually from another realm, potentially. Yeah.
I am very,
really impressed.
Very impressed with all the fun art.
And it's why we wanted to do this giveaway, because clearly there's a lot of you out there that love to draw. You're all really talented, and not only talented, but you're all really creative, which is it's really great to see. And this is why I think that this little giveaway, this little fun, friendly competition is really brilliant, because you guys have all had the brief, and now we're going to see everybody's inspiration from it. It's going to be brilliant. But no, going back to Ava for a second, really good job, Ava. Some great cards. Please send us any more that you draw, because brilliantly talented. We've got one more bit to show the community, but Marco, that's the end of the artwork section. So I think this is where we're going to say bye to Marco in the stream for now. So can I get we can't do a round of applause really because you're all in chat.
F for Fungwar.
Let's get an F in chat. Everybody spam F in chat, and that's a way of applauding Marco for being here. If we can get some thank yous as well, because Marco, from myself and obviously everyone else at Rumble Studios, thank you for being on the stream today. It's been lovely chatting to you. It's been fantastic getting an inside info to the process, seeing some new cards, and obviously you're always in the community anyway, so it's not like we don't get to chat with you, but it's been a pleasure having you on the stream, mate. It really has.
Well, lots of love to everyone.
And lots of love in the chat, look.
Yeah. Thank you. And I'll see you around. I'll see you on the next one. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
And just before you go, Lisa did put in the stream, Hazel Dark was an action. Add in 1 card for free, plus 2 on resolve, 5 shard cost. Very cool. Well, if she ever does an updated version where the action's then on it, please send that to us as well. But okay, that is pretty cool. Luca said, I'm calling Ava right now. I'm going to be her friend. Yeah. Ava seems like a good friend to have. But yeah, sorry, I didn't want to mispass that comment. But yes, Marco, again, thank you. It's been a pleasure to have you on. And yes, you're going to be at the event in 2 weeks' time at the Grand Tournament, is that right?
That is correct.
So for those that are going to be at the tournament, you can go and meet and say hello to Marco. Awesome. Yes.
Right. Love you and leave you.
Thank you, Marco. See you next time. See you in a bit, buddy. Well, we're going to see Marco in a few weeks anyway, because Marco will be back on stream in 2 weeks to do the results of that giveaway, as well as be in the store as well. So yes, again, thank you, Marco. That is Marco. His name is Marco in the Discord as well, so make sure to say hello if you ever see him there as well. Yeah, thanks for the art as well. So the last couple of bits on stream though. So normally when I do this community spotlight, I always like to normally talk through a few deck builds. Now I'm only going to talk through one today because today has already been a very long stream with the artwork, but I couldn't not show this deck on stream. There are some other really cool palettes that have been built in Discord that I'll be showcasing next week. So don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the ones that have been in the Discord, but I really wanted to show this one. So this is a deck that's been created by Adam Roberts in the Discord. And the reason why I wanted to showcase it is because people that have been in the community for a long time will know that building good decks using the legendary Hex Clunker has been, let's say, difficult. He is a really cool legendary, but he's definitely not as strong in the current situation as some of the other legendaries. So most people don't end up deck building with him because of that reason. But this deck is amazing, and it's all due to the rule changes around Objects of Power. So the legendary in this palette, as you can see here, there goes my cursor, there is Hex Clunker. He is a card which allows you to, oh, did I bring? No, I didn't do it. He allows you to, once per turn, find or dig for an object of power and play it for free. So what you do with that is you've got this card here, Muon Trap. What that card does is it's an object of power that allows you to restrain a character, which is essentially like putting them in jail. So what you do is you play your Hex Clunker down, you then find a Muon Trap and you play it on one of your opponent's weaker characters. So let's say you were playing against a Copper Joss deck. You might put it on a Daydrifter and then you restrain their Copper Joss under. So you're essentially restraining their character under one of their other characters. Because in that situation, if you don't have a character they can attack into, the only way for them to get their character back is to throw an action, a control card into their own character. It is so brutal. And what you can do is do one Muon. Okay, hypothetical situation here. Your opponent has a Copper Joss, a Daydrifter, and let's say a Wincy. You play the first Muon Trap onto the Daydrifter, and you restrain the Copper Joss underneath it. You then play a second Muon Trap on the Wincy, restraining the Daydrifter, which is restraining the Copper Joss. Then, for your third card, you play a Silent Thicket to restrain the Wincy, which is restraining the Daydrifter, which is restraining a Copper Joss. So then there's 3 layers of restraint. It is so brutal, but hilarious when it happens. Now, admittedly, that new card we've seen, Rise Up, would actually counter it. But it is really, really interesting to see. So yeah, I would 100% go and recommend having a play with this deck. It's in the Canvas forum. It's pretty much all locations with a couple of characters. It's a bit of a hybrid deck, so you can win by Achroma and Achroma. I've been playing it a lot. Yes, it's the one that I played against you, Ide, and Sarah earlier. It's fun. Just go play it. You won't regret it. And well done to Adam for being the mastermind behind that deck, because it is just so much fun. And again, that's all happened due to the changes in the fact you can now play objects on other people. Will you be doing the stream from the shop? So no, the next few streams will be in where I am now, Heron. The next stream to happen in the shop probably won't be for a little while. It really depends on certain situations. When I'm actually in the shop for the Grand Tournament event and the Coeur de Ville event, maybe I might be able to do some form of live stream to the Discord on those events for those who can't be there, like I did for the previous event. But for just the regular weekly streams, they'll be from here for the time being, because I'd love to be in the shop to do them, but it's a bit of a drive down. What else did I miss? The full combo is to take a location with Major League Investigation. Yes, very true, very true. Yeah, very creative. Can you showcase my fairies deck? Yes, yep. I've got a list of other decks that I'm going to show next week, Taurus. The only reason I'm not showing them this week is because this week has been all about the artwork. And it's, normally these streams only last about an hour and 15 minutes. I've been going for almost 2 hours because of just how much artwork there is. So yeah, next week for that. But yes, you're right, Heron, we're around. So that is where we come to the end of this week's stream. You know, we had a really, really good one this week, actually. We've had some interesting news. We've talked about the events. We had a really fun segment with Marco there where you guys got to see a sneak peek into some of the new cards coming out in the expansion. Again, Kickstarter link down below, share. And obviously some of the, you know, we got to talk to Marco about the process of how he's been drawing them, which is really insightful. We've got a new giveaway, which the details of which will be in the Discord after the stream. And we've had a really good showcase of some fan art this week. You guys have been insane, so please keep it going because it's been great to see. Well, thank you very, very much to everybody that has joined me in today's stream. It has been a really fun one. I really, really thank everybody that has been active in the chat because you guys make this really fun for me to host. If you haven't already, you know, the general thing, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you guys to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, make sure you like the video. And if you haven't already, you know, go check out the Kickstarter, stuff like that. But yes, so what's going to happen now, folks, is once the stream has ended, I'm going to go jump in table 1 of the Discord, and we are going to have a chat about today's news, and we're going to play a couple of multiplayer games of Achroma. So if you want to come and join us for that discussion, or watch or join in some of the games, then come join us in table 1 for the next hour or so. But otherwise, folks, I have been Charles, your Achroma community coordinator, otherwise known as Viridian in the Discords. That has been the Achroma weekly news stream. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will see you next Sunday for more of the same. Thank you guys. See you soon.